up YouTube? It's Heretic here. Welcome back. Today we are looking at another deck from the Worlds format with Burning Shadows added in, so Primal Clash through Burning Shadows, and we're looking at the crazy mill deck I played against Trainer Chip today, which is the Charizard-GX Houndoom deck. Really just a Houndoom Bumblebee mill deck with the added Charizard for the end game mainly, because that's ideally when you'd want to use it. But so for Houndoom-EX, this is your main, I guess you could say, attacker. Melting Horn for 1 fire discards the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. 170 HP is a pretty big body for a basic. So 4 Houndooms to start things out, and then we have 2 Bumblebee as well. And Bumblebee, Burrow for 1 colorless discards 1 card off the top of your opponent's deck. Of course, he has the Omega Barrage Ancient trait, so it can attack twice per turn, milling 2, just like Houndoom. Much less HP though, only 60 HP as opposed to 170. However, you do get Rototiller as well, which for 1 colorless lets you shuffle a card from your discard pile back into your deck. So that's pretty efficient to have as well. So, 4 Houndoom, 2 Bumblebee. 2 Tapu Lele to search out supporters. We've got a lot of them, so being able to pull the ones you want when you need them, that's pretty good to have. And then we have a 2-1-1 line of Charizard-GX. And Charizard is here entirely for its GX attack, which for 1 fire and 2 colorless discards the top 10 cards from your opponent's deck, which is absolutely brutal. He can also wall for a turn or 2 usually, as he does have 250 hit points, which is a ton. He's got a couple of other attacks if you really need them. For 3 colorless, you do 70 damage, just vanilla, and for 3 fire and 2 colorless, he discards 3 energy and does 300 damage. But you're pretty much never going to do that, since our goal is not to take prizes with this deck, but rather to deck our opponent out. So a 2-1-1 line of Charizard, 4 Houndoom, 2 Bumblebee, 2 Tapu Lele. That is our Pokemon lineup. Not too much there. Charizard sure is fun, though. 4 ends as we get into our supporters. Lots of shuffle draw, since we don't personally want to draw too many of our cards before we mill our opponent out. But with Houndoom and Bumblebee leading the charge, we'll be milling them out much faster than we'd be drawing even with stuff like N or Sycamore, which we play 3 Sycamores. So that's our main draw supporters. We've got 2 Team Flare Grunt to discard energy. We've got 2 Team Rocket's Handiwork to help us mill out our opponent even faster. 2 Guzma. I don't run any Lysander in here, I just play Guzma. You get the switching effect as well if our opponent plays a Lysander. Although most of the time we're going to keep our bench pretty small. So that allows us to bring up something to stall for our opponent, as well as maybe bring a fresh Houndoom out if one of ours has taken some damage. We also have Acerola, which lets us, if our active Pokemon has any damage on it, return it to our hand with all cards attached to it, so we don't lose energy like we would have before with AZ. Which is pretty nifty. 1 Delinquent, if our opponent plays himself down to 3 or fewer cards in hand, drop him down to 0. That can win a lot of games. Pretty crazy stuff. 1 Team Skull Grunt, just like kind of like a pre-negation version of Team Flare Grunt, letting us discard up to 2 energy cards out of our opponent's hand. And also just being able to see your opponent's hand is so good, especially in a control and mill out deck like this. Just such an advantageous position it can put you in. So really, really good card. Also a really sick-looking full art, so really like that. 1 Brock's Grit, in case we have to Sycamore away Charizard or Charmeleon too early, or if we just need to get energy back, maybe we go against another mill deck, that can happen. So Brock's Grit is pretty useful there. And 1 Pokemon Fan Club to search out Houndoom, Charmander, Tapu Lele, whatever. I don't care, whatever you need. So, that could be on the chopping block, since most of the time you're just going to Ultra Ball for 1 Pokemon and that's going to be it. But it's a very supporter-heavy deck, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 supporter cards. Crazy. So really to try to curb, again, that Trashalanche matchup that could be problematic otherwise. And we have 2 Parallel City. It was between Parallel City, Team Aqua Secret Base, and Silent Lab as far as what I wanted to play stadium-wise. You could even mix it up, play like 1 and 1, or play like more than 2 stadiums if you want. Or you could just cut stadiums completely from this deck. But since we run Delinquent, I didn't want to do that. So we do have the 2 Parallel Cities, which can either knock damage Pokemon off our bench or limit our opponent's bench against more aggressive decks that tend to bench more Lele's and or Shaman. So, pretty useful card. 4 versus Seekers, obviously, and I really wanted to fit Puzzle of Time in here too, just because I feel like it would be so good, but we don't have that right now, so we're just running with versus Seeker. 4 Super Scoop Up. This card returning to the format is huge for mill decks. Being able to be just another way to heal damage. This combined with Acerola, just so good in a deck like this, and really helping breathe some life back into this type of thing. 4 Ultra Balls, obviously. Search Pokemon out. You could even try to fit like Nest Ball or something in here if you wanted to. 3 Max Potions, just more healing, more irritation, more annoyance to the opponent. Crazy, crazy stuff. Choosing to go the 4 Super Scoop 3 Max Potion route rather than playing Crushing Hammers as well, because we're not running Crushing Hammers in here right now. 1 Rotom Dex. This is in case pieces of your Charizard line get prized, so you can get them hopefully out of the prizes. So get whatever you can, like say if you prize Charizard, try to get Charmeleon out, then Rotom Dex, obviously, so that you don't send Charmeleon into the prizes in exchange for Charizard. But realistically, just I feel like it's a card, unless you want to play the 2-2-2 line, which I've tried that as well, of Charizard, you really do want to make sure you have Rotom Dex available to get those things out of the prizes, so that you can end the game a bit more quickly. Aurora says hi, everybody. 1 Enhanced Hammer. It's just like a free slot we have. You could put a 4th Max Potion in if you wanted to. You could put another Stadium. You kind of like a flex spot. You can do whatever you want with it. 1 Enhanced seems okay, though. And then we have 2 Fighting Fury Belts just to make Houndoom even tankier. And then get into our energy here. We have 3, 5, 7 basic fire to work with Houndoom's attack cost and obviously Charizard. And then we have 1 double colorless, because Charizard's GX attack is 1 fire and 2 colorless, so just for the end, you could easily change that out for another fire, or even just take that in the enhanced. You could make it like, you know, like 2 more Fury Belts. You could try to find a way to fit Crushing Hammers in, however you want to do it. So those are kind of like 2 little flex slots that we have there. So anyway, that's the list I have right now for Charizard-GX Houndoom Bunnelby Mill, and that is my 3rd deck. We should have one more, at least one more deck from Burning Shadows for Worlds format coming up here pretty soon, and I'll keep that one a secret for now. You guys will see it pretty soon, so I'll probably do a match video with it first and then get a deck list up. So that is the Charizard-GX meme deck, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers.